Okay, welcome. We're doing Back to the Future again, and we're doing this 118 reference because this date is rapidly approaching. In fact, today, I don't know if I'll get this. No, I won't get this video out today on the correct date. But I'm doing it on 1/8, which is interesting. It's the first opportunity I've had a bit of time to do a video. And there are some people that want some things which I will get to. I'm going to get to on the next video, but bear with me. I thought this was pretty important. This Back to the Future thing and this 118, that Leviathan cross that I've talked about before, and if you're unaware of what I'm talking about, you'll have to just go back and dig through some old videos. But when Marty goes back to the future, when Doc finally sends him back, with the lightning strike, there is a reference to the Leviathan cross in that scene, and that is the 118. Okay, that's the number 118 in a symbol format that's hidden in that scene. You'll have to go back and dig through other old stuff to find that. Now, or if you really need to know, maybe I can explain it in the comments. I don't know if you really need to know. But where does this 118 pop up? Right at the start of the blooming film. I've heard people going about this starting scene, but the only thing I've heard about it was back when it was all 9/11 stuff, and there is a clock in here that you can get 9/11 from. But I tell you what's interesting, there's all these clocks are pretty much set with one hand pointing very close to the 11 and one hand pointing very close to the 8. Okay, this is the clock I think that people reference for the 9/11 because it shows the 9 and the guy's hanging off the 11. But there's a better clock here that I like. This is the 360 clock, the Owl of Athena, Illuminati confirmed for everybody. This is the clock to look at for the reference. And boy, they got it fairly close to the 11 and pretty much dead on the 8. It can't be any more obvious. Anyway, so we've got this 8/11 reference. Well, the 8/11, like I keep saying, January follows December, and December is Deci is 10, and if we go to the Julian calendar, December would have been the 10th month, and January and February were floater months, I think. So January could conceivably be the 11th month. Alright? I mean, I don't know what else can I say about it? That the Janus symbolism and name with January, which is January, you've got to have two faces. You've got to have a 1 and a 1. I mean, it has to be 11. Alright, this is interested in the opening scene as well, setting the scene with Doc Brown, but Brown Mansion destroyed. What's the Brown Mansion? Doc Brown represents the moon in this. Doc Brown is the character that enables Marty to do all the fictional type stuff like time traveling. He's kind of like the guardian angel, figure. He's that figure he is the moon. He is Venus. He's all those things rolled into one. He's that side of man that's the inventor, that uses the fiction to create things, okay? Interestingly, his home is destroyed. I don't know. Some people might pick out man destroyed from that or whatever, but that's what I get from it anyway. The Brown Mansion is destroyed. Right in between all of the clocks with the the 811. This is interesting. An X through it. This to me looks like it's pointing to 88. It's interesting it's got the X through it. I don't quite know what that means. We've got water not going into the container anymore, the jug, the coffee jug no more. We've got water flowing. We've also got, I don't know if it's where it is right here, but there's a couple of little interesting references. This toaster thing. Making a toast. Are we going to be toast? Is somebody getting toasted? The toaster reference also pops up in Ghostbusters 2. The thing you do at the New Year is you usually have a toast. The old Lang Syne stuff, and you have a toast. This thing is running the toaster, this timer clock, and this little hand here keeps clicking backwards and forwards, a bit like if you saw that Space Needle CGI New Year's thing. Kind of reminded me of that. A timer clock. Kind of reminds me of the kind of thing you would put on a explosive device, I should think, if you were into that kind of stuff. The same thing that was in that CGI on the Space Needle. And interestingly enough, they had another Ghostbusters 2 reference pops up in that CGI, in the Space Needle CGI, was the pinky purple goo going over the top of the Space Needle. Pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, so we got the toaster going off. This is interesting as well. This is the mechanical arm and cow can, the dog food. I don't know if that dog on there looks like Toto or not. Maybe. Kind of, a reference to Dorothy clicking her heels and going home. It's not really, is it? But it's a little dog. Bit stretching a little bit for that one, but I don't like the can on there. Felt like Kansas. Definitely, probably, maybe a reference to that. Right, anyway, there's not much more to say about this scene. I've done this other part through here with the talking about the amp blowing up and its relation to Mary giving birth, and look, prime, you've got a prime Mary, okay? And once Mary's primed, you're gonna, there's the ovary in there, and you're coming over the top of the dam, and down the river. Here's the umbilical cord powering Marty's music making, which music making is associated with that side of, the fictional side of reality, as I like to call it, And finally, Marty is, oh gosh, don't do that. Why is my mouse pad's going crazy? Gosh. There's the Mary colours, the blue and the white. We've got a reference to the moon, craters on the moon. We've got the colours of the moon there again. We've got the Arecibo thing. Old JL says it's the looks a bit like the Space Needle. Yes, the Space Needle's round like that. It's the thing that broadcasts the the message that controls you. You know what I mean? All the same symbolism. The silver pick. Okay, we got a number 8 down here with the with the newspapers and whatever there, and Marty's being born. Look, he's shooting back out of Mary. I know, and there he goes. Boom. End of scene. That's enough on this because I really want to keep this video short. Let's just attack the numbers a little bit and have a look at them. Okay, important numbers. You're already seeing them. Important numbers in Back to the Future, 85, where the film's set. The time travel periods are 30 years into the future, 2015, and 30 years into the past, of course, 1955. The major portion of the film is set. If we take those numbers and we take the other important number, which is 88 miles an hour, which is probably the most important number to come away with from the film, or at least the one that sticks in the mind, probably the clearest. If we apply the same logic as what they've shown us in the film to 88 miles an hour, well, 1988 back to 1955, 33 years. Illuminati confirmed, guys. Here we go with the 33. So we've gone 33 years back. Okay. A balance number. It's a balance number between the sun and the moon, okay? It's a balance number between the triangle. 180 degrees here, 666, and 180 degrees here, 666. Balanced, 3-3. The sun and the moon balanced in their orbital rotations, if you believe in the heliocentric model. Now, if we go 33 years into the future, where are we at? We're at 2021. Okay, I just added it on to 88, which is interesting, is the 121. 121.21 gigawatts, people. It's actually a gigawatt, but he says gigawatts for a reason, because you are the gigolo. You are being paid by the old crone, and you are that male servant of the old crone. You are the gigolo. Interestingly enough, there was a place back in 1955 that probably could have produced 1.21 gigawatts. The Hoover Dam. Just can't write this stuff. Anyway, so this number's also mentioned right at the start when Doc sends Einie back in the time machine as the trial run. The 121 is on the stop clock or whatever. It's right at the start there as well. And there's a ton of sun, moon, and Jesus Christ in the background with J.C. Penney, and Doc's wearing a white suit and Marty's wearing the gold suit, the yellow suit. It's all in there. I'll just have to decode it, just talk about it sometime. But I just don't have time to get through all the stuff I've got in front of me right now. Anyway, this number here, this number is in my Cross of Lorraine. The Cross of Lorraine. You'll have to go back and look at that video, and I apologize that the image isn't very good, but this is a balance number. This is the first set in the Fibonacci sequence of balance numbers. If I divide 8 by 5, I get 1.6. And the importance of 1.6 is it is an approximation of the golden ratio. And you can really only deal with approximations because it's one of those numbers like pi that goes on forever. So phi. Hello, McPhi. Is there anybody in there? It's the golden ratio. These two numbers are balancing numbers, the same as 33 is balancing numbers. Okay. If I take 88 and 55 and I divide 88 by 55, I get 1.6 again. It's the same numbers. Interestingly enough, so anyway, getting off a track here, but the number that we're really looking at is the next set of numbers down from this on the Fibonacci. From the Fibonacci sequence, we go down to Lucas numbers. You'll have to go back and look at the other old videos, but the Lucas numbers, the next set of numbers that are right underneath this is 11, sits underneath the 5, and 18 sits underneath the 8. This number here, Okay, we're missing a 1, but that doesn't matter because this is a 1. We've got the 11 here and we've got the 18 here. Interestingly enough, if we add 33 to the 85, the big reference number in Back to the Future, we come out at 118. You can't write this stuff. I don't know what the chances are of picking some numbers that would come out and do all of this. I don't know. Anyway, again, 81. So anyway, we're back to Phi, and let me just touch on Diana again, because you know we're dealing with the moon again, and Doc being the moon, and Diana is born in 61. The 1.6 of Phi, flip it round. This is the year Diana's born. Diana gets married in 81. This is the year you marry the system, and we'll get back into Diana. It's not a very good bit of a pun there, but we'll talk about Diana again in another video. But there's just too much stuff, and I don't want to overcomplicate this. But this is where we're at, this 118 number, and we're back to the birthdays. Elvis, David Bowie, you know, Odysseus, being the David Bowie reference, and then we've got Kim Jong-un, King John the First, and the reference to him is his birthday. He happens to have 3 years for his birthday because they can't seem to make their mind up what year he's born in. But again, we have 3 years here. I don't know if that's referencing the fact that we've got 3 set time period, 3 periods in time, and with Kim Jong-un, we have 3 periods in time. But it's the 1 and the 8, the 8th of January. Anyway, this date is rapidly approaching, and it's no coincidence. I keep going on about it's a rebirth thing, and the king needs to be reborn. And I'll mention this right now. 118 is Martin Luther King Day, and he's got some connections. Like I don't know if it's the hotel he was staying at when he was killed, the Lorraine Hotel. I mean, there's some references in there. And then, you can start picking out all kinds of references, like back to Keanu and Speed with the whole bus thing, and the civil rights movement and Rosa Parks and, sitting on a bloody bus. I mean, you just can't write it. It's endless, the references. Anyway, I think I've done this one to death. Yeah, this date is rapidly approaching. 11/18. I don't know. I was searching for a year, and it seems like this year there seems to be quite a lot of references to it. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about some more references to it in another video. But anyway, I want to get this one out first, and then I don't know. We'll see what else we can do tonight. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.